Hey everyone, it's Angela here. Um, it has been a very cold day today, and so I think it was probably single digits today. And Kevin said that the wind chill was like negative something. So we took the opportunity to stay inside today and just rest. And we've kind of been doing some research on just different things that we want to add to the homestead, different animals. Um, we were looking into honeybees and maybe some meat rabbits, just different things like that that we want to add um, as our adventure continues. And we want to be um, much more self-sustainable, so we're trying to figure out what different things we want to add to the homestead. So we've kind of just used today as a research day, and that's it's been nice to just relax. But as we were trying to think today what we wanted to post about, we had several different kind of ideas. We thought about the Berkey, and we thought about, our refrigerator, or different things that we could talk about, and we'll talk about those one of these days. But something that's been on my heart lately that I thought I would just share with you guys was the word stress. Um, for me, when we both worked full time jobs and had a huge home and vehicles and lots of major responsibilities that everybody has, paying all the bills, the electric, the water, the utilities, the internet, the everything else, you just become stressed. And there's so many expectations of you, and there's just not enough hours in the day to get all those expectations met sometimes. I know Kevin mentioned before that we owned a business and that I ran the business. And what I did was I've worked in childcare for over 20 years. About almost 8 years ago, it'll be 8 years in February, next month actually, I left my job that I had been out for 12 years working with children, and decided to open my own daycare center. My passion is children. I absolutely love children. Um, I love the families. I love just everything that comes along with it. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to open my own daycare. So I did. And we did really well. We grew. After about 3 years, we expanded and went from like 26 kids to 78 kids, I think. And it grew and it grew and it grew. And then it just come to a point one day that there was just so many stressing factors that made us make a decision that we decided, as well as trying to make this homesteading journey decision, we just decided that all we were doing was working to pay our bills, working to pay our $1,100 a month vehicle payment that I drove. Kevin's monthly truck payment was outrageous. Our house payments, our clothes that we thought we had to wear, our, just everything that we thought that we had to have and thought that we needed, just it was outrageous. And all we were doing was working in order to pay for those things. And it's just pretty much just trying to, keep up with everybody else and impress those that, we want to impress. And after their kids were gone, we just realized, you know what? We don't need all these things. They're not important things. And so I'll have to say, I was probably the most. It was hard for me to give up the things that I give up. I would go get my hair cut every 6 weeks. I would do my nails all the time, get pedicures. Those things are nice. The makeup, the expensive clothes, those things were really, they were nice to have and do. But why? Why do we do those things? We do them for other people. Um, We wear certain clothes because that's what everybody else is wearing. We buy certain toys because, well, so and so got a new four wheeler, we need to get a new four wheeler. Or, so and so got this, we need to get one of those. And it just kind of become to the point that we were spending anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day away from home, away from our dogs, away from each other. Why? So we could pay for those things that we thought we needed. And in the end, we really didn't need them. So we finally made the decision. The daycare was having a little bit of struggles financially, just because in our area, you know, the schools are taking over a lot of the pre-K programs and such. And so we just really started to kind of struggle. Our building that we were in, it was not ours. We were actually leasing it, and we started having some leasing issues as far as just added cost, added cost, added cost. And so finally, we just, we've been searching for this decision, what we wanted to do, and we just had to make the hard call to go ahead and call it quits. And with that, we decided to basically sell everything that we owned. We sold furniture, we sold TVs, we sold everything that we did not need. All those materialistic items that we did not need here, because we're in 580 square feet, so we couldn't bring much. But we got rid of all of those things, and really don't miss any of them. But we made that decision, and it was a very difficult decision because I loved my children, I loved my workers, I loved my parents. It was a hard decision for me to do. I've put in over 20 something years in childcare, and so it was really difficult. But it come with a lot of stress. There were days I would come home crying, whether it was about the kids or the staff or the parents, or, and it was difficult. The whole business part of it was difficult. Dealing with DHS is difficult. It was just really a difficult job. And so when I let that go, I prayed about it, and Kevin and I talked about it a lot. And when we finally made the decision, I felt this burden lifted off of me that just made me feel, so much better. Yes, I was really upset and sad about having to share this with my workers and my children and my families and such, but I really had this major burden lifted off of me. And, now that we're down here and we're still tying up some loose ends with certain things, the house is still on the market and such, and we're almost got everything down here. I don't know if that day will ever come, but, and of course it's smack dab in the winter, so it's really cold. It's not fun to go outside. But when things start, warming up and spring starts coming, it's definitely going to be, it's going to be fun. It's going to be enjoyable, and I look forward to that. But right now, I have to say that my stress level has went down a million times. Kevin and I spend 24/7 together, and we spend it with our dogs, and we spend it with our animals, and we spend it making our homestead what we want it to be. And so, there's not hardly any bills. We're able to going to be able to produce pretty much what we need here, and that's what we're looking for. So I have to say that the stress level has it's went down so much. And I don't worry about what people think anymore, and I don't worry about what people say. And I know this whole time I've always known that I shouldn't, but when you live in a materialistic world, you do. You can't help but think, is my hair the right way? Is my face, my makeup, is my nails, are my clothes, in what I'm driving, is it what it should be? And being out here, you don't worry about that. The animals don't care what my hair looks like. Kevin doesn't care what my hair looks like. I've always wanted to shave my head. I don't know why. I absolutely hate hair. I've always wanted to do that. And so, you know what? I did it. Will I ever do it again? Probably not. But I did it. It's just one of those things, a bucket list item, if you will. I did it, and it's done. I don't know why I did it in the winter, though, because it's really cold, and you usually see me with a hat on. But, yeah, I'll never do that again. But, you know, I was able to do it, and it felt really good when I did it. But like I said, I don't worry about those things anymore. And I don't worry about what, you know, I used to have this huge shoe, you know, collection. Loved shoes. I had to have shoes for every outfit. Now, you know, I'm good with my tennis shoes. I'm good with my boots. You know, whatever it is. You know, the main purpose of this video is just basically to show you that, you know, when you live a more simple life, you know, of course you're going to have stress on the homestead. There's going to be stressful times with animals. There's going to be stressful times with, you know, different things that go on. You know, we went through a couple days without water, and that's okay. Those are things that we're going to learn, we're going to improve, and we're going to fix. But the stress is so much different than it would be if I was out there trying to keep up with everybody else. And so, I guess what I'm trying to say, guys, is, you know, look in your heart and figure out what it is that makes you happy. And, you know, go there. Figure out what it is and figure out what you need to do to live that happy lifestyle. You know, a tiny house for us is what we needed. Less materialistic items is what we needed. Less bills is what we needed. And our little homestead is what we needed. And we absolutely love it. So, I hope this inspires somebody today. I hope that someone's able to take any part of my message and just, you know, make some changes in your life if you feel like there's, you know, changes that need to be made. And guys, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and, you know, comment if you have any questions, or you know, want to know how we got started on this. Just send us a question, make a comment. You know, subscribe if y'all want to follow us on this journey. We would love to have you with us. And hopefully we'll be back tomorrow with some better content. I think it's supposed to be just as cold tomorrow, so I'm going to turn it over to Kevin and let him get with you guys tomorrow. And so we'll see you guys later, and I hope you guys have a blessed evening.